And to say my name is ESIKOKUI. Welcome back to my channel. I have a new video for you today. I am talking about healing because it is a big thing that I am working through right now. And so I'm in such a better place even though I'm still going through it. And so I just wanted to share the steps that are working for me and hopefully help you in your journey. Of course, you're going to be outside doing that right now. But before we get into the video, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, all that jazz. Let's head into the video. Healing is so nuanced. Healing is really hard to do because even sometimes when you feel like you're healed, you're not healed. Or even if you are healed, like those same emotions and that same hurt can still affect you in like it just happened. And it's crazy. But it's all about, continuing on and making sure that you don't let that overpower your life. Like, you don't let it consume you, whether it's grief, whether it's breaking up, which I think is another form of grief. You're mourning the loss of a relationship, whether it's a friend or a romantic partner. Healing your inner child. There's so many different ways to heal, and it's a hard process to do, but it's definitely a process that you can do. A lot of people, I feel like they don't think that they can. They think that whatever that they are going through is so tough that they can't heal from that. And I am here to tell you that it is possible. It is definitely possible. I've gotten to points where I didn't think that I would ever move on from past situations, and I did, and I'm here, and I'm still going, and it's still hard some days, but it's also great some days. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of share how I have been able to heal in my journey. So number one is cry. Get all that you need to out. Like, feel all the feels. Curl up in bed, curl up on the floor, scream, shout, like, get all your emotions out and keep on getting them out. So, like, don't hold on to that pain. It is so, like, that makes me feel bad when people are holding on to that pain when it's bubbling in you. Some people don't like to cry. Some people don't like to show their emotions. And I'm not saying you have to do this in front of anybody. Like, do this by yourself. Do this by yourself. Heal, cry, scream, shout, do all of that. But it's necessary to move on or to move forward. I know Beyonce gives herself one day to really do all of that, and then she picks herself back up and she moves forward. She doesn't think about it. She's just on to the next. And while I love that mentality, I try it all the time, but it's not easy. It's not easy to pick it up in one day. So if you need a couple of days to do that, do that. If you need a couple of weeks to do that, do that. If you need a couple of months to, do it as well. I would say when it's verging on a couple of months, then you got to be like, okay, how long am I going to let this have power over me? So I would say the most is give it a couple days, weeks. But when you're going into months, you're allowing the situation to now become your everything when it shouldn't be. Number two, understand yourself. Understand why the situation happened, why the sequence of events led to this situation, like what you could have done to stop it or what another person could have done to do better in the situation. Understand it. Like, truly make sense of it. Because sometimes these situations don't make any sense. But when you have, like, sometimes a cause and effect, it gives you some type of answer. And sometimes it's not even your fault. But understanding where you could have possibly done something just differently. Not making or blaming the situation on you, but just understanding where you could have done something differently, or understanding where someone else could have done something differently and why it didn't lead that way and why it led you to this outcome. Understand all of that. Write it out. If you need to, like, draw a map and say, this is what this happened, that's why this led to this, and that's why we're here, like, draw it out, journal, get all that you need to about that situation, like the understanding of where you are to a T. Because then we're all looking for answers, and this is the best way to give yourself an answer. I don't want you to blame yourself, though. Like I said, don't blame yourself, but just understand. Just understand, because we give so many other people understanding when it comes to situations. We give them the grace, but we don't give ourselves enough grace. And that is a problem. You live with yourself. You don't, like, yes, you may live with other people if you do, but you are the one that wakes up with yourself, with your thoughts, with everything. You have to give yourself grace. That's the only way you can move forward. How are you supposed to allow people to give you grace if you can't give yourself any of it? It's crazy. So please understand and give yourself grace. And then if you are on a healing journey of forgiving others, I know it's hard. And I don't want to tell you how you should really, like, if somebody did the worst thing possible to you, I'm not telling you that you need to, like, forgive them. But understand. Like, you have to have a level of understanding of why they did what they did, so you can move on. You don't have to tell them that you forgive them if you don't, or anything like that. You just have to have an understanding of why that situation led to that, you know? And then give that situation grace. It's not necessarily you have to give that person grace, but give that situation grace so you can move forward. Because having that hurt, that pain in your heart towards other people, towards yourself, you're stuck. You will only be stuck. Now you have the opportunity to be better. Now you have the opportunity to understand better and move forward better. Like, it breaks that shell that pain forms. Like, there's a shell that your body literally goes into shock when things like that happen. So it's building a shell to protect yourself. But in this way, it's not protecting yourself. It's really keeping you in the same place. So you need to have that understanding and that grace so that it can open up. And then you don't have that shell anymore. You know, then you're open to all the possibilities of healing, of understanding, of grace, of love, all that stuff. Okay? Number 3, give yourself positive distractions. For me, for a recent situation, I could not do anything but cry. And I was getting my emotions out as much as I could. And I was trying to do that. But I needed some positive distractions because the pain was, you know, it was unbearable at times. You know, when you're giving birth and they give you epidural, or when you're sick and you need the medicine, like, it's just a balm to help you in the situation, to add to the healing that you need, to make the pain just feel a little bit like not as bad in the moment, something to just take your mind off of it, you know. So you need to have some distractions. I definitely encourage distractions, but you have to make sure they're as positive and as, like, good as possible. Sometimes people go to alcohol and things like that, and I'm not going to say no alcohol at all, but definitely cut back on it. You know, you don't need that to be your distraction. For me, I was watching, I think the Kardashians came out at that time, the new season, and so that was my thing. Every Wednesday or Tuesday, whenever they came on, I was watching it, and I took my time with it. Like, it was just, I don't know, I just loved it for some reason. Like, for some reason, that was the show that I needed at that moment to be my distraction. So find a show, find a book, find an album, find something that can just be your thing. It doesn't even have to make sense, but at that moment, it's just what you need to get through whatever situation you're going through. It can be your friends too. Like, go out, go be around people. And I know it's so hard to be around people when you're healing. I don't necessarily like it or want it as well, but I know that every time I did go out with my friends, I felt great. It was another distraction. And then, yes, coming back, I felt lonely again. At least it was a distraction for that moment. You know, it helped in that moment. Like, you could have just been at home by yourself and then just dealing with that pain that whole entire time through. But then for that 4 or 5 hours that you were out with your friends, you weren't thinking about it. It helped. And eventually, like, those little things, and I don't think we think about that. We just think about a healing process as being completely just all at one time, done, and then we're good. You know, like, no, it's little steps, it's little things that help to lead to the bigger picture, that help to lead to the bigger part of the healing process. Like, it's all those little things. I would say using your friends as that distraction, and then they're also there if you need to talk about it. Even if you're talking about it with them, it's not a complete distraction, but it helps you understand your feelings better. It helps to give another side to the situation. If you don't want to talk to your friends, use therapy, have a therapist, do that. Having people to talk to always helps, even if you don't want to in the moment. The thing is, everybody wants to be able to listen and to help. At least if you have good friends, if you have good people around you, they want to see the best for you. So definitely hone in on your tribe, because they are there for you. Social media too can be a distraction, and while it can be kind of a negative distraction at times, if you have created your timeline to look in the way that can really add and aid to your healing, then it can be a positive distraction. Like, I have totally changed up my algorithm with Instagram and TikTok. Twitter, you know, it's a little hard to do that, but you can still do it as well. But mine is definitely all astrology, it's all scriptures, it's all rich black girl mindset. Like, that is the vibe that I'm on, and that is what my feed consists of. So yeah, try and do that if you're going to use social media as a distraction. And also, I would say hone in more so on your hobbies, the things that you've kind of forgot about. Maybe pouring into other people, like you haven't really given much time to yourself. Hone in on your hobbies and the things that you used to love to do. Number 4 for me, I really focused on my spirituality during my healing process. I did a lot of meditations where I tried to heal my inner child. I did meditations about confidence because I struggle with that as well. All the things that I felt like led me to where I was and I hadn't worked on, and I thought that I was good. I thought that I didn't have that many demons, that I'm pretty self-aware of all the stuff that I need to do better on. And so I thought I was doing better, but I had an understanding of how the situation led me to where I was. And I was like, no. I thought I had healed from these things, but I hadn't, because it led me to where I am now. And I don't like that. And so I definitely need to do more work. I definitely need to open up about that. And so doing the meditations was amazing for me. And I did one inner child meditation, and in the first 2 minutes I was bawling, crying. Like, I don't know what happened there, but obviously I had some work that I needed to do, because it was really hard for me to understand that. At first, I thought that she was good. I thought little AC was good, but no, she wasn't. So having that meditation, being able to do that was amazing to me. Like, I felt so great after that. And then being able to talk to a therapist, I definitely invested in the time to have a therapist, and I love her so much. And she's just like, had such a great understanding of me, of the situation, and just been able to be objective, but also be like another girlfriend. Like, she is just a really good friend and therapist. So yeah, I picked right, and I really spent time making sure I found a great therapist. And on top of all of that, I think everything that I've done with my spirituality has tied into God. And not everybody believes in God. However, if you believe in the universe or anything like that, just tie into your values and who you are during this time. The things that ground you. For me, it's God. God grounds me. He makes me feel like everything is possible. That even though I have messed up in such a great way, that He still sees me. He still sees the beauty in me. That He knows that this is not the end of me or the end of the possibilities of my life. Like, there is so much more for that. God has made me feel so safe during this time. I have felt the most alone that I ever have felt in my life, and He's just reminded me that I'm not alone, that He's there, that all the people that He's put in my life are there for me and to help me heal. He's just reminded me of who I am in this world, and like my purpose, and that I have a purpose, and that I have these gifts, and that, the things that He has for me, they're still coming, and this is just a part of the journey that I need to experience in order to get to where I'm truly going to be happy and where I'm truly going to feel at peace. So He is my peace. Like, because I have such faith in that and faith in Him, I feel so protected and I feel so good. Every morning when I wake up, I start my day off with devotionals, and I make sure, I think Thursday is my self-care day, and so I just spend that whole afternoon of talking to Him, doing my meditations, doing my yoga. I try my best to do my yoga. It's hard to get up and do all that stretching, but yeah, my journaling, all that, it's my favorite time of the day. It's my favorite time of the week to do these things. I just feel so protected in life when I talk to God, when I really hone in on my spirituality. And then when I go out in the world, it gets a little iffy, but I know that I have God in my heart. I feel amazing. So definitely figure out what it is for you that makes you feel safe. I think spirituality is so important, and however you see it, however you do it. So just having something, someone, a spirit, anything to ground you, if it's an ancestor that's there with you, just something to ground you in the world. Because sometimes we feel so disconnected from the world because of the grief, because of what we're feeling, because of the pain. It's so hard to feel grounded, that we're here, that we're protected, that life is more than this. It's so hard to feel that way, and I feel like spirituality is the best thing to help in the healing process. It's the only thing to really motivate you, other than other people around you. But the thing is, a part of spirituality is that, for me, God put these people here to help me. None of these people are here in my life by my own doing. I didn't put them here. God did that for me. So I know that, and that's what makes me feel grounded and makes me feel like I can keep walking, and I'm doing it slowly. I'm still a little cautious at times, but my faith is very strong as well, and so I know that God is guiding my steps. And lastly, giving fate to what will be. You don't know how life is going to turn out. You can feel what you're feeling right now. It can feel like the worst possible thing. You can't go on without your mom. You can't go on without your partner. You can't do anything. The crazy thing about life is that it's a beautiful mess. And I say that all the time. The crazy thing about it is that it's such a beautiful mess, that it can be such a mess. Everything that you're going through, everything around you is a mess. But out of all of that, there's still sometimes beauty that can turn out of it. And you're not even expecting it. Like, why is that happening? Why do I deserve that happening to me despite how that I'm feeling? Like, so many situations, I say this all the time too, the best advice my dad ever gave me was that when one door closes, another one opens. Like, I don't even remember when he told me that, but when he said that, I was like, you was spinning with that, even though he got that from somewhere else. But it's so true. Like, I remember there was one time I was just crying, and my dad was like, this is not your forever. It's going to be okay. Like, this is just one door that closed in your face, and another one is going to be even better. And literally, I think, like, that same week, a better situation, a better experience was there for me. And I was just like, wow. Like, he's so right. And that is so true. It may seem like the worst possible thing you could be going through right now. You don't want to feel this pain. I don't want you to feel this pain. But right now does not mean forever. What can be, I promise you, it'll be so much better. You'll be able to deal with, you'll be able to cope with your feelings better. You'll be able to have a better life than the one that you have right now. Every day can be even better than what you're experiencing now. I promise you, it can turn around, but the only way that it can turn around is if you have faith in that. You have to have faith in it. You don't need to know how it's going to happen, but you just need to have faith that your life is going to be better than how it feels right now. And you'll be okay. You will be okay. This healing thing is not easy. It's not easy. And like I said, you could be going on such a great path, and then something could remind you of all those feelings again, and you could start the whole process. But you're not starting from zero. You're not starting from scratch. It's just, now you have some tools. Now you have some ways that you can get through it a little bit better. Yeah, it's a process. It's going to be up and down. It's going to be like flat for a very long time. But then it can just be the best thing that you needed in your life in order for it to turn around in the way that you imagined, or the way that God imagined for you. Like, it is possible. Better is possible. So just have faith in that and do all the things that you need to. Like I said, distract yourself positively, hone in on your hobbies, do the things that make you like really fall into yourself. Love yourself. Be there for yourself. Give yourself grace. Understand yourself. And that's the only way that you will make it through the healing process. I truly believe that. Self is the biggest thing that you need to heal. Because how can you heal if you don't even know who you are? What are you healing? Who are you healing? It doesn't make sense, right? So really work on you. Really work on you. All right, you guys, those are my tips. This is what has been helping me. And let me know if you have any more tips that have helped you through your healing process. If what I'm saying also is like resonating with you, let me know down in the comments below. Please subscribe if you're new to my channel. If this is your first video, hey, please subscribe and like and share this video as well. All right, you guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye.